Hi everyone, welcome again to Bake Your Way Kitchen. On today's video we're actually doing a no-bake recipe, but that's okay. It's okay to do those from time to time. And this is actually a great, delicious recipe, and it's actually an adaptation from the America's Test Kitchen, although I do change up a few ingredients. I'll talk about that a bit later on. And this strawberry mousse, I've made it once already, and I can tell you this is definitely the best strawberry mousse recipe, and I think I really elevate the original recipe. So it's so simple, as you can see. Again, all the recipe details will be available at bakeyourway.com, so please do go check that out. Now before we begin, apron is an absolute must when you're dealing with strawberries. I have warned you now, so don't be wearing anything expensive, or even stuff that's cheap that you wear on a daily basis. Doesn't matter what it is. Get something to protect whatever it is that you're wearing. You've been warned. So, to get started, what you'll need is a food processor and some fresh strawberries. You could use thawed frozen as an alternative, but I would say this is definitely something that this recipe is definitely optimized for fresh strawberries that are in season. I have not tried them with frozen, thawed. It can work. Just understand I have not tested it that way, so you're on your own there. So what I've done is I chopped off the top part, as you can see, and I put 750 grams worth of strawberries in this food processor. And what we're going to do to start is simply process this for about 1 minute. Not even. We're just simply trying to get some of the juices extracted. Now, don't be thinking that we're wasting all these strawberries just to get a little bit of juice. Trust me, just wait and see. So I'm going to turn this on and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so we're done. So you can see, I mean, it's pretty processed, but like it's not fully, like I only pretty much did that for about not even a minute. So what we're doing is we're just going to put some of these strawberries that we processed, put this back in there, just through here. And what we're looking for is about 120 milliliters, which is about 120 milliliters, let me start over. Actually, we're looking for about 160 milliliters of strawberry juice. And you're just simply putting this through like a sieve or some type of strainer, and we're just getting the juices. And this is actually what's going to cook on the stove. And basically we're going to, basically the purpose of cooking the juice on the stove is so that the strawberry flavor is even richer. Because we're going to be extra, like when you cook a juice, like a strawberry juice like we've got in here, when you do that, when you extract, when some of the water evaporates, the flavor is more concentrated. So that's the purpose. So we definitely have 2/3 of a cup. So now, don't be alarmed. We are definitely using this. You know me, I don't waste ingredients. So we're gonna see if this is about 2/3. Oh, not really. So I'm just gonna keep doing this until I've got 2/3 of a cup. Okay, so let's try this again. Take two. So again, all the recipe details will be at bakeyourway.com. Okay, perfect. Now we got 2/3 of a cup. So again, that's just under 160 milliliters if you are not from US or Canada. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside. And what I've got here is I got a clean bowl, and what I'm going to do is from this mixture that I've got, steal 3 tablespoons of strawberry juice, and this is the pure stuff. Let's see, so this is a 2 tablespoon measure, so if you're wondering why I'm only filling the second one halfway. So I've got my 3 tablespoons, and we are going to need gelatin. There's just no way around this. I know we're going to be using whipping cream later on, but the gelatin is so important here. I'm telling you, texture-wise, you got to use it. So you can use an organic one. It doesn't really make too much of a difference. So you're going to want, they come in these packets. Now this is a new company. I just kind of picked it up at the last minute. But you're going to want about 1 3/4 teaspoons, sorry. And you're going to sprinkle it over the top here. You don't want to just pour it in, like in the center. You want to spread it out over the liquid that you're using. Okay. So you kind of have to eyeball it if you don't have a 3/4 teaspoon measure, which who does? So that didn't use even the entire packet. So don't assume when you buy gelatin that it's going to be the exact amount you need. So I'm going to let this set aside for, it takes about 5 minutes to respond. But in the meantime, with our juice that we have, I've got a saucepan with a thick bottom here. And what we're going to do is take the rest of our strawberry juice, put it in here. And I'm going to bring this over to the stove about 7 to 10 minutes, sorry. And this is going to be over low, medium heat. Just keep a watch on this. What we're looking for is this to come to a simmer. If it comes to a simmer and you're at medium heat, just bring it down to low. And what you're looking for is a bit of liquid to evaporate, so it should thicken up a bit more like a syrup. So I'm going to bring this to the stove, and I will show you what this looks like once it's done 10 minutes later. In the meantime, if you see the gelatin mixture, like this is just a few seconds ago, just give it a mix in with the strawberry mixture. Like once it's kind of settled in, we're going to be adding this to our the heated strawberry juice later on because gelatin reacts to heat. Okay, so you can see now the mixture's really, like, you can see quite a huge difference. Like, a lot of the liquid has evaporated in just such a short time period. So what we're going to do, while this mixture is still hot, now's the time to add in our gelatin. So let's add this in. This is really what's going to give us some of the texture we're looking for in a mousse. So just stir it in. And as we're doing that, just give that a few minutes. It's going to activate like instantly. Keep in mind that gelatin, as soon as it's then put in the fridge, that's really where the magic starts to happen. So now for one of the special ingredients in the strawberry mousse is mascarpone cheese. I know you're thinking, what? Really? Because you normally see that in like a cheesecake or something. As an alternative, you could use a cream cheese, and that could have a similar effect. And I would recommend cream cheese if you do not have mascarpone, because I know mascarpone is something generally you have to go out of your way to get. But I just found when I made it with this before last time, it really, really, really benefited. So definitely add that in. And you can see it's instantly blending in here. So we've got a very nice rose pink so far. There you go, it's a nice color. Okay, so now we're going to set this aside because now we got to deal with the rest of our strawberry mixture. I promised you we're not wasting. So we're going to put this back on and give this another 2 minutes to really thin this out as much as possible. And then we're going to strain this again to extract more strawberry juice. We're not taking the seeds, obviously you don't want seeds in the strawberry mousse, but we do want to get as much juice as possible. So we're just going to try to thin this as much as we can. So another 2 minutes or so, let it go, and we'll return. In the meantime, we'll also make our whipped cream. Here we're going to pour this through again. I got more strawberry juice. I extracted as much as I could as not to waste. And so now it's all about assembly. Now, I really do apologize. I had recorded my doing the whipped cream, and it seems there was an issue with that. So, but essentially, you're beating half a cup of heavy cream, which is 35% butter fat content, with and gradually adding half a cup of granulated sugar and a dash of salt and a dash of vanilla. That's all there is to it. And we're going to add that in as well. I have that set in the fridge. You want to keep whipped cream set in the fridge until you absolutely need it. Whipped cream always benefits when it's chilled. So we're going to add in our strawberry juice. Now, just a note on the seeds of strawberries, and I'll show you what's left here. I'm going to mix this in before adding in our cream. This it smells amazing. It smells really like summer. I think like everyone always equates strawberries to summer, and you definitely will have that summer feeling. So if you're making this in January, you can just think about summer. I know strawberries are available all year round, but obviously nothing beats strawberries in the summer. You can get them in the winter, but they're just not the same. So you can see these are all the seeds left over. Okay, maybe I'm a little bit weird, but those are still good. So I won't be throwing them out. Use them in whatever way you want. Add them to plain yogurt in the morning with some sliced banana and granola. Like, hello, it's like, why waste? Produce is getting more and more expensive. Why waste? Why waste it when you can use it? All right, now we're going to add in the cream. Just continue to fold in the whipped cream. It will kind of lighten the pink color that we've got going on. But that's okay. And just continue to gradually add it in. Again, I want to stress with the whipped cream, what you're looking for when you beat it with a whisk attachment is that when you lift it out, when you lift the whisk attachment out, it will, the whipped cream will have a beak, like it'll stick up. That's how you know you've reached stiff peaks. There we go. So our mixture is now done. So what we do from here, you can kind of mix this till you get all the streaks of the whipped cream and everything out. First of all, I'll give it a try I know, but hey, don't judge. You do this too. Okay. Wow. It's got such a strawberry punch to it, and that's what I love about this, is that the flavor really comes out. And I think the vanilla is so important. In the original recipe, it used cream cheese and there was no vanilla. And I think that both of those things I think strawberry and vanilla go so well together. So, there we go. So now, in terms of serving, there's a few options. Now, because this is going in the fridge, you could serve this in like a fancy wine glass or a martini glass. Or as an alternative, you can put it in just typical ramekins, like so. And then using kind of a soup ladle, pour it in. So this will serve, depending on how big you want these, it could serve anywhere from 5 to 7 people. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. If you're doing taster desserts, I was recently at an event that did a bunch of little dessert samples so that you can try a little bit of everything without really killing yourself on calories as much. So it really depends. Like, you can serve this in any quantity or size you want. If you're only serving for 2 people, like if it's for a date or for whatever, you could put the rest of this in the fridge and it will stay good for a few days at least. As for freezing, I don't know how well that would work because of the gelatin. I wouldn't recommend that. But I think once you try this, I'm sure you're going to want to give this to your friends, or you'll just end up eating it all yourself. So I'm going to continue to serve these onto little ramekins, and we're going to definitely do a taster tomorrow. I would highly recommend you leave these in the fridge overnight to set, and it'll really make a huge difference. Garnish with strawberries. As I mentioned before, again, you want to let this set for several hours in the fridge. Ideally, you want to make this the day before you serve it. Now, I made 6 portions plus this mini one that I thought I would enjoy to try and to show you. So, you can see here, it's got the texture of mousse, and let's give it a try. Wow. I'm telling you right now, this packs a strawberry punch to it. And it's not very sweet. We added about half a cup of sugar, but over 6-7 portions. It's mainly that strawberry flavor is coming through. It really is not overly sweet. I think it's a nice balanced dessert. Oftentimes in the middle of summer, people often try to avoid very heavy desserts or very sweet desserts that are very rich in flavor. Just with the heat, it's not very appealing. Nobody wants to eat all that much in the middle of the summer, but this is a great balance, and so enjoyable, so smooth, and yes, you remove those. Removing those seeds makes all the difference. I'd highly recommend it. It's so delicious. There's no flavors conflicting with the strawberry. It's got a nice smooth texture, and really all you're tasting is creamy strawberries. It's absolutely incredible. I hope you give this a try. Please visit bakeyourway.com for recipe details. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.